Hola, 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 hola. Hola a todos, chicos. Saludos, bienvenidos a un directo más de Fortnite. Vamos a intentar jugar los desafíos de tiempo extra, que están bien difíciles, muy complicados, amigos. Pues vamos a ver cómo nos va, vamos a ver cómo nos va.
The fourth. Hopefully they kick the bucket over this little break here, and they're back and they're recuperating.
I know I practically kicked the bucket after Vinny's Metro 1 game 2, man. I was feeling it, man. It was nuts. And there they are on your screen. So the drop for the bus here, it's going to be a north to south one going right over that.
Bueno, y por defecto donde están colocando en vivo y en directo la final de la World Cup 2019 dúos. Así que estaremos jugando y también viendo de paso esas finales sabrosas. Vamos con los amigos. Vamos ahí. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Ferteo? Saludos, Ferteo. ¿Qué onda, bros? ¿Cómo andamos, Ferteo? Vamos con la gente. Están abajo. No tengo ni una pistola, nada. A ver si conseguimos alguna pistola, algo. Estamos expuestos. Saludos, broster Ferteo. Pues de paso estamos observando el torneo. Una cajita feliz. Puta, esa pistola no quiero. No, vamos llevando lo que asome. Está realmente complicado. ¿Dónde fue la gente? ¿Dónde está la gente? Bueno, aquí tenemos algo de bueno.
The Brazilian players, these guys qualified and they qualified with heavy elimination. Knicks especially being one of our
Tienen paracaídas, pilas, pilas, chicos.
As hard as you can in the, you know, for the weekend. He was at it each and every week. You constantly saw him at the top every single time. It was so impressive, and all qualified for solo, so we'll be seeing Knicks tomorrow.
Ayudar a la gente.
Hiding this one out. He hears them making all that ruckus, all the noise around him. Scram just does not want to give up his position. Perhaps he grabbed his teammate's reboot card. He's maybe looking for that play. Makes him gives in. They have to have an idea of where he's going to be located here.
Yeah, he does not want to give up his position here. He's actually just hiding in the basement right now, hoping that these guys just kind
Está brutal el torneo.
Blow by like Dustin to win right here. As Knicks and PF's in,
los mejores de los mejores. ¿Tengo material o no tengo material? No tengo casi nada. Podemos llevar algo más potente. Escopeta. Me siento más seguro con la escopa. Vamos que se viene. Se viene uno. Tres a la derecha.
get to the top, down. Don't really focus too much on trying to get in their face quite
Ayuda al
yet.
amigo,
Give yourself
ayuden al
that
amigo.
moment of opportunity and really get a lay of the
Se
land.
vienen por arriba.
Yeah, absolutely. The best duos will try their best
Vamos,
to
vamos.
isolate their opponents, really force them
chicos,
into,
vamos, chicos.
very
Estoy
weird
sin vida.
situations like this, force the 1v1s, and hopefully get those free shots, and then pursue the push
Necesito
here.
más
So again,
curas.
now they're split up again, so Spades and Crims are doing a great
Nos
job
están
of
hueveando
pressuring
sabroso.
and isolating their opponents right now, and so far they're definitely dictating the pace of battle here.
Yeah,
That's what they want to continue to do.
They're suffocating them. Plain and simple, right? Not let them get any kind of movement there. Jam side and 7
Puta.
They're looking. They're having a
Está mi gente.
what is the movement going to be? But Crimson Spades are not going to allow them that opportunity to breathe. That's going to be the down there. Crims managing to knock down Jam side. He's looking for 7 around the corner, and that's going to be the elimination registered. Both players are going to be out of there. And a big win there for Crimson Spades.
What a clean push right there. Crimson Spades have so much to prove here, because when they qualified, they were kind of slowed down and like, wait a second.
Oh my God.
Was it not? No, they're here to show it off, show why they're at the World Cup final.
Déjame entrar, chucha tu madre.
A great game one. Came out top 10, and they're still in the running. They're in about the top 10 right now as well, based off of eliminations. Not necessarily picking up
Dame
too
chance,
many
loco, de
placement
entrar.
points. They're heavily dependent on just
Oye,
picking
loco.
up these players at these points of interest, and looks like Lucky Landis is theirs right now.
They'll have that, but
Vamos a revivir.
this is
What the fuck?
about it. I'm also, I love the fact that you look at this
Vamos,
hotspot
vamos,
here,
come on,
so
come
there
on,
is
baby.
gonna be a bunch of free items that you're going to be able to pick up on. Also, you're going to have that circle advantage. It's right there.
Necesita ayuda esta gente.
Don't worry too much. You can continue to
Quiero
focus
mi
on looting.
escopeta.
High ground has been lost, though. Miz, just be careful.
Necesito la mira.
Stage rat. He's going to be right next to him, trying to get these angles.
Tengo la mira. La mira profesional.
Necesitamos
recuperarnos, amigos. Tengo bombas también.
Low ground is definitely underrated. If you can just kind of peek out, catch a big shot, you're almost guaranteed a headshot, which is a big multiplier.
Yeah, players don't really think about that, right? Like you always see Fortnite players go after the high ground. That's the bread and butter for a lot of players that play this game. But you know better than most that the low ground can pay dividends for
Tengo
you.
dos
You don't have to
bombas.
take advantage of that positioning and maybe some overzealous players to try and get aggressive on you. You got Gustavo.
I'm actually very interested to see if Gustavo's going to lead this.
Serio, material. Pues aprovechemos llevando material.
These two players right here, this duo, this Brazilian duo, Gustavo doesn't necessarily lead the push. It's Wishy. Wishy's the aggressive one, so he has the ultimate on. He's only looking for the shot. What they're going to do is just a nice standoff.
Yeah, and this whole event, right? Players have just been very cautious about what they want to do. They are not trying
¿Dónde está mi
to get
gente?
too aggressive in these fights. They
¿Dónde
know
está la
what's on the
gente que
line
no le
here.
veo?
Billions in prizing is on the line. You do not want to make a bad decision. Be one of those teams that are eliminated out early on. But Gustavo's going to be putting shots down. Focusing this player, forcing him to actually build up. He has no builds to work with as well. 19 HP remaining and just a hope and a prayer, but unfortunately for him, that was not going to be enough there. Gustavo's out. Wishy isn't going to happen for him either. And Miz, he's feeling it. That's going to be 2 elims for this duo.
You gotta love the snarky little smirk right there on his face when you get those 2 points.
Smirky.
Feels so good.
It's really good. Feels really good. And then Volks and Harvey, and look at this.
¿Dónde están, amigos?
Dealing with this battle. And this other player that actually got the high ground against him was focus firing on Volks. Harpy pushing back here. I wonder, you get split up like this, but Volks and Harpy, they love playing a very aggressive style. They'll get in your face. They'll box you out if they need to.
Yeah, without a doubt, this duo was
Escasa esa
unmatched.
madera.
Picking on eliminations in the qualifying rounds. They had the most, actually, and even pulled off a consecutive 5 victories in 8 games to qualify for one of the weekends. Volks and Harpy, another kind of reference to game 1. They had a great game 1. We saw them
Gracias,
picking up
gracias.
duos, but we haven't seen them necessarily make it to the end game.
My God.
Also, in the distance, I just want to make note, Wolfie's a very aggro controller player. He's another one. I think that we've seen a fun mixture of players that look to get that safe approach to the game, and then others that just want to take early fights, get some points early on, but then maybe maybe they're
Y
playing that
shit,
early
y
game
shit.
strategy
Vamos a ver
rather
si
than, like,
llevamos
focusing
algo.
so hard. Like, if you get late game, that's great. You do want to
Algo
practice
de vida.
the eliminations. Look how low the points are that have been thus far in games 1 and 2. Get yourself a few
Vamos a
wins
calentarnos un
and
poco, gente.
manage to make it to that top 15, which is very hard given how many players have stayed alive in this game. Games 1 and 2, we were at what, like circle 5 or yeah, circle 5. I think we were sitting at like
Dame esta
46
escopeta de
players
acá.
just waiting for movie.
Yeah, and that's where that storm surge kicks in,
Esta
right? Does damage to
me
players.
llevo la bomba loca.
One of my picks to watch. Had sort of been struggling in the format so far. I guess when the real pressure's on, you know, the environment shifts, right? Everything changes.
That's right. That's right. Everything changes here, and Crew does manage to get that shot
Vamos,
off.
¿pa dónde? ¿Pa dónde?
With that tactical shotgun, it was not going to get the connection necessary there, but it did put the fear in the player to have to back away. Both players well respecting the space for one another. The stinkers come out. Having to get out of there, and they're going to use those. I believe the
Vamos a volar, gente.
fly on out of there. Didn't see the purple over there at the bottom there, but
Se nos viene la tormenta.
Obviously, that was a respectful disengage. You only got 6 games here, 2 of which have happened. They need big performances. They have to push towards placement in that game. So good on them to kind of back up, man. When you have stinkers, just don't do it against them.
Perfect.
You get chunked down right through your build. It really is annoying to go against. And speaking about the stinkers here, Epic Whales under pressure right now.
Perfect,
that's just gonna
perfect,
chunk him
perfect.
down. They force him off of the campfire. And we'll see if he returns to it. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, you're only going to get so much time
Sure
with that
piece.
campfire. Epic along with 40R Storm.
Qué linda Franco que tiene el
This is
capo.
a Week 10 qualified team. Last moment you could possibly have it happen, and they managed to pull it off.
Pilas ahí, pilas, pilas, pilas. ¿Quién estás
Could be the
disparando,
game for
pana?
them. Another dominating duo in the scene, Airwalks and Nikov. They, Airwalks winning the Pro-Am yesterday 2 times now. This is a whole new ball game. Best players in the world.
En vivo y en directo, Agua Loca y también el torneo de la final de dúos. ¿Dónde se fue mi gente? Que no le veo.
Yeah, and it was
¿Dónde está mi gente?
final games there. Notice the text right there. The fast track Airwalks and Nikov qualified for the Fortnite World Cup in their final 7 games. That's intense. They were struggling so close on the cusp. Every single weekend, so close to qualifying.
Eso rozando esa bala.
5 placements, they were 6 or so like that. It was that close for them. But jumping in here, Crew is going to put some pressure down, and it looks like his teammate has been traded out as well. He's already gone.
Also going to see some eliminations over in the feed as well. You got Crew who just cleaned up on Volks, but Septic took out X-Men. And then I think I saw XXM pop up there on the receiving end of a shot.
Vamos a llevarnos las curas. Tengo 12 curas.
Crew by himself has 1 elimination. Going to be looking to get as many points as possible. Now we're going to be sitting
Todavía estamos 21.
left alive. We're going into the next circle here in just a little bit. It's going to start to collapse. Salty Springs is going to be the point of interest for all of our players here. Got a lot of bodies that are going to be lingering outside. Some that are even as far out.
Bueno, chicos, seguimos los 4.
Like on the northern end of it.
No por mucho tiempo. Aquí hay buenos jugadores. Bueno, y hace un momento estábamos transmitiendo la World Cup, pero parece que tenían problemas por los servidores y tuvimos que suspender varios directos. Entonces trataron de solucionar mandando esos pequeños videos en los directos, así que como le ven acá, cae. What the fuck. Vamos chicos, 2 heridos. Vamos amigos, ustedes pueden. Oh my god. 1 nos cagó a 4. Puta, este man está solo. Está entre 2. Y bueno chicos, estábamos transmitiendo la World Cup, pero hay problemas de lag a nivel mundial con la transmisión. entonces había problemas de lag. Entonces trataron de solucionar mandando el directo de la Copa Mundial en pequeñas capturas en los directos, en los videos, así como está en la pantalla. Entonces, chicos, pues de esa manera se solucionó un poco el problema de enlaces. Y pues los grandes, los más opcionados a ganar el título de los campeones, pues no están teniendo buenos resultados. Los favoritos no están dando los puntos. Hay gente muy buena a nivel mundial que está haciendo, les está haciendo bastante competencia a los favoritos. Y pues de fondo se escucha la voz de Ninja, que está de panelista en la transmisión. Él está de invitado. Y pues tenemos jugadores buenos como Aiden, tenemos Mongrel, no sé si Sarati fue, yo creo que va mañana, creo, en la final. No estoy al tanto, pero hay muchos buenos jugadores conocidos. Había un top 18 de un par de hermanos latinos. Pues 2 argentinos llegaron en el top 18. Y eso es muy bueno pues para América. Porque inclusive hasta España está, creo que en el top 20 me parece. Los puntazos.
And that was such a sneaky ambush right there. He used the shadow bomb, pushed up. Notice Benji was kind of over peeking, harassing players with that sniper. You cannot hold down scope right there. He ate a shotgun to the face, and that's why Benji goes down. And I love what Savage did here. He just went for high.
Así que aquí estamos en vivo y en directo con la transmisión de ese man. Esos pepos ayer me pasé de manco, pues ni una le pegaba ayer, hasta les pasaba los tiros por los lados. Oye, una que le llegue, ahí queda. Está ganando la altura el compa. Ya les tiene ahí. No se dieron cuenta que está encima. Y pues el que sabe construir, el que sabe editar bien es el que obviamente miren esa maravilla de armamento. Día sábado, chicos, de transmisión en directo. Y pues como siempre ya saben, ahí pilas con ese like. Estamos jugando también y de paso viendo la transmisión de la World 2019. Pues aparentemente le mejoraron la transmisión porque teníamos bastante lag. De hecho se colgó muchas veces en los directos. Dale, ahí le tienes. Qué buen puntazo. Ese le deja. Ese man. Ángelo José 10. Pues ya le revive varias veces al amigo. como 5 veces ya.
Calculator looking around, already on 4 eliminations for
Y
Matt.
aparentemente parece que estos manes van a ganar los que nos mataron a nosotros. Hoy solito se bate el man. Bien inteligente. Solito se bate. Pues la construcción, la edición y pues el uso apropiado de armas, yo pienso que es la clave. Y estos manes tienen que venirse de ley. Aquí les van a esperar. Pues mientras el amigo dispara, el otro le cubre desde arriba. Esa rapidez de construcción seguramente son de PC estos manes. Oh my jet. Cayó en la trampa. Uno más bueno que otro es esa forma de construir. Le tiene. Qué buena jugada. Bombazo y escopetazo. Ajá. Ustedes vieron, chicos. Qué buena jugada del man. Ganó altura y hizo una buena jugada con bomba. Y de paso un pequeño puntazo por si se escapa. Así que buena la jugada de Anónimo 273. Vamos a volver a la sala, chicos. Vamos a ver cómo están las estadísticas por acá. Yo no sé por qué no me marca revive a un amigo en diferentes partidas. No entiendo, o sea, ¿por qué no me marca si he revivido a muchos? Revive a un amigo en diferentes partidas.
recently to see maybe he can get a cheeky track elimination. Didn't work out for him there, but a top 3 placing for him. Certainly got to be happy with that one. And then it came down to the final moment when Calculator and Macwood together were able to push his player with their combat shotties. Boom, that's the game. And look how happy they were there.
So good. Gotta love their reactions right there.
Whew. What a game that was. Had a little bit of a slow ramp, you know, but that's what Fortnite will do to you. You're just talking, you're having a conversation about where the positioning is going to be, and then out of nowhere, boom, you're in the action, you're in the fight, and things start to get wild. Great game there for Macwood and Calculator. Calculator winning on the world stage, man. Look at that. Get your heart out, Reddit.
I gotta say, you know, I'm sure he's proved a lot of people wrong, and you have to respect it.
Yeah.
But, Golden Boy, I want to see where we stand here.
Where are we right now? So at the top, it's still going to be Saf and Zate with 38 points. They have that victory royale for game 1 and 16 eliminations. Mega, Dubs, second place, looking pretty. No victory royales for them thus far. You saw Zectro and Vinny do the same thing, but it's Calculator and Macwood that jump up to 6th place. They have 22 points total, 12 eliminations in that game. They're finally in that top 10.
I want to take it one step further. That Sniper and Oslo jump up to 13 total eliminations. They didn't have anything up until this point. They just had one great pop-off game.
Yeah.
And suddenly, they're in the running here. It is anyone's game in the top 10 because you have to be consistent. And again, there's always those wild cards, those pop-off moments. And here's a look at page 2. Any of these guys are still in the running right now.
You got Bell and Scarlet, who've been wrestled out of the top 10. Japanese duo who had a premier game in game number 1. Then Mr. Savage saw their demise earlier on. They're going to have 13 points there, but you still understand that we're in game 3. And these games are going to be so critical. Games 3 and 4 really set that tone, because once you get into like game 5, a lot of players are going to be down low. Like, there's opportunity for you to try and get your way into that top 20, which is where you're really going to start to get a lot in the prizing. But for the folks that are going to be sitting in 10 right now, I'd be feeling very nice about their current standings. For game 3 to be in 2nd place, Dubs and Mega, and then Saf and Zate still performing so well.
And that's the crazy part. Dubs and Mega. Everyone has been rooting for them. They're like that wild card that came out of nowhere, and they really swept the competitive community hard lately.
That's right. So I did get word. We have Jordan standing by with our winners from game 3. Jordan, take it away.
In A3, showing up, showing off today. It's amazing. Seemingly tapping in that nail on the coffin. Such a please pardon the pun, I have to say, calculated game here from Calculator and Macwood. Guys, well-matted, well-utilized, dominated high ground, seemingly all of that in-game there. Walk me through that process of getting that high ground, attaining, and then dominating for the rest of the game.
Well, we were able to pick up 2 lucky eliminations on that circle of 4 star, I think it is, and we were able to use our mats to build up. We were lucky enough to get half and half, and we were able to just beam people out of the air, hold high, and got lucky with a couple zones.
Amazing. Well, I mean, again, with 3 games left to go, the strategy, is it going to continue to shift around a little bit, or are you guys going to maintain what you've been working on thus far?
I didn't hear the question.
Strategy, maintaining thus far. You guys have a very calculated and very patient game, seemingly leading all the way up to the end of the end game.
You gotta respect it.
You know, some people, it's just that simple, and hey man, maybe he's just wired that way, right? We're all wired a little differently. Calculator has clearly got his head on his shoulders, and he's ready to just shoot things.
Yeah, but Macwood was the one doing a bulk of the shooting in that last game. 7 eliminations for Macwood. He looked so great, and you would expect the young Calculator to be the one that leads the charge on slaying, but Macwood, man, holding it down. And let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, you know, Macwood not that much older, right? But I think it's just important to note that you have to have teammates at any point in time to pop off. That's so necessary. You gotta trust in your teammate. That's what makes a lot of these games so tough.
Yes, I mean, we've seen it from the start of every round. Some teams teams are just more aggressive than the others, and they know how to stick together.
A lot of great moments in that game, and good news for us that we got Sundown standing by to break it all down. Sundown, over to you.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Monster. Now, we talked about Safe and Zat. We just got to talk with Macwood and Calculator. But Dubs and Mega had an incredible game from the early into the mid that they transitioned into a top 2 performance. So let's dive right on in and see what allowed to make them into the top 3. First, notice their elims in the bottom corner, but the rifle fire together. The second they see the shield is down, able to pick up 1. Mega is the one who is leading the charge here. He picks up all 4 of their first elims. You can see Waller plays down, and the trap is so intelligent. Double ticks going through, places the ramp so it's phased, knowing the yellow is there, pushes in 2 more elims, chugs flashes, Dubs stays up with just barely enough HP, and you can see he's trying to trap the floor every single time, gets the mid-ground control, 5th elim for Mega. We talked about how high their ceiling was, unfortunately using the shockwave to go down and end up at a low ground disadvantage. Calculator and Macwood able to ride it out, but now Mega and Dubs have pushed into that top 3, challenging to be the first ever World Championship duo. The team who has possibly the highest ceiling, full qualified solos and duos. The question is, in the last half, the last 3 games, will they be able to keep it up? Will NA stay on top? Will Serpent and Hype represent Oceania and upset the apple cart? I'm about ready to see some hype myself. Let's throw it back inside the last 3 games. Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, if you want hype, got you covered, baby, because these games have been incredible. And if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. We're in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Game 3 just concluded. We had 3 different winners across 3 different games. This is our duos competition. These players are playing for a lot of money in prizing. So much on the line here. Lives will change forever after today for those players that are on the stage. And some of the folks you're seeing on your screen right now in, well, I would say, in a different situations than they find themselves in. We got Vinny and Centro, they're right there. Satan Saf, 3 games in, still holding on to first place. It has been wild stuff. Welcome, I'm Golden Boy alongside with Monster D-Face here, and it's been a great day. Really, there's nothing more that you could possibly say about it. And as I had mentioned before, the prizing, the money that these guys are battling it out for, this is it. First place will take home $3 million. Second place gets $2.2 million. Like, that's just absurd. You get in the, where's this here?
4 millionaires, 4 millionaire duos before the weekend is over, not to mention all the fame and clout that comes with it. So
oh, yeah.
I think you'll be pretty well off at that point, but everyone's a winner here. We're here to celebrate all of the competitors that made it this far to the Fortnite World Cup final stage, because those 10 weekends of qualifications were not easy.
Yeah, when you get into 10th place, that's where you really start to rack up the coin. But Game 4 now about to begin. Here we go, folks. Let's see who's going to come out on top. We've had 3 different winners, but our top performers have been consistent through and through. Are we going to see a repeat winner? Are we going to get a new one to add to the list? It's now time. The battle bus is loaded up. Let's start Game 4.
And you know what? Every game so far, we've seen a new winner. I love that. Same thing with the Pro-Am. There was always some new duo showing that, hey, we've been playing this game. We're ready to take a victory. Everyone here has the potential to come out on top, and you see it unfold in those final moments.
Throughout the weekend, we've been doing interviews, meeting with fans, and talking to people, and a lot of folks have asked, who do you think is going to win? And I know it sounds like a cop-out answer, but I'm very real with you all. I have no freaking idea because it truly is up. It's up in the air. This is a battle royale game. The game of their lives. And now look, they're going to be sitting in the top 10. I mean, how do you even predict that?
We nearly saw it with Zay and Sap. I think anyone with good logic can clearly put their money on people that have had prior experience, but even that is not enough because Macwood and Calculator showing that, hey, you know what? We don't even need that. We're here to slay.
Dubs and Mega, they're in second place. They made their names in these qualifiers that led us up to this point. They did not find themselves in land. It's the first time these young men are up there playing on this stage. when I was their age, I couldn't even believe that I would be capable of doing something like that. And they're doing it, and they're doing it with style. And then to make matters worse for everyone else in the server, they've been so consistent, deadly through and through.
Yeah, that's right. And they're in second place, no victory royale. So just showing that if you step to their box, you're gonna get hurt. We saw Mega with the masterful, and I mean beautiful performance under storm surge pressure. He didn't even blink an eye, still fighting other players, fighting his way out of that desperate situation. Hulks and Parpy, let's just hop into this duo right here. We'll talk about him a little bit. They are known for sticking to the hip in PvP. Earlier today, we saw Volks get traded out, but it wasn't just like an easy trade. They were actually winning the engagement up until that point, just showing that they have the skill. And that's the OCE region, right? One of the most feared regions here at the qualifiers, because of the fact that you just had to get a ton of elims. You had to be number one in the region.
When talking to players, I would ask them, what are you looking to avoid? And every time, if it was, you know, the NAU players trying to avoid OCE or Brazil, deal with that. Because they play the hyper aggro style, and they just don't care who you are. They're going to go for the fight.
I mean, you saw Scarlet and Bell in that first game. I truly thought they were going to take the whole thing. It was so close.
Even Sinnoh in the Pro-Am yesterday, another top player
in the second
region, finished second. And he was just, I know it's a Pro-Am, obviously a different competition there, but he was just going into boxes. He didn't care. Not a care in the world for them. Now, Volks and Parpy do find a player. You're right by the jet stream.
And he hit him once for whites already, so that means there is no shield on that player. You can have up to 100 effective shield. That player's dangerously weak, and folks just keep an eye on him. He doesn't know if he's slipped out already, and says, you know what, I'm going to go back to my teammate. It's a little too risky getting split up here.
Play for the mid to late game in this situation now, but 7SSK is going to be dealing once again with Spades and Crimson. It seems like just a constant for them. They cannot seem to win out on this fight. Crimson's going to be down though, so the advantage could be going in the favor of Jamside and 7SSK. Spades going to have the high ground, now having to deal with a 1v2. Does he have what it takes to pull this one off? He doesn't own that wall. He has no more builds to work with as well. They're going to push out, and Spades couldn't deal with it, and that's going to be the win there for those two.
You would think for Jamside and SSK, like, hey, you know, we've been landing here, haven't been successful. Do you mix it up? They say, nah, I'm going to stick to my guns here, because everyone's a winner, regardless.
The VP boys coming out on top. Week 6 qualifiers for them. They that game, that one game. So many of these players in that one game that catapults them into the top 10. Then the momentum shifts, the confidence starts to rise up.
Mongrel looking for it right here. Love this dual perspective right now. Mongrel's actually looking for a side angle. He's going for the offense, pushing out. Is he tracking this player down? It's really hard to tell. They're getting into, really just going deeper into Neo Tilted. If you hang on the outskirts or by the slips, you're at huge risk for getting dived onto. It looks like they say, you know what, we're just going to continue to push on through. Those guys dive off, and those Mongrels are actually the trackers. They say, hey, you're going this way. Mongrel still wants a piece of this.
Keeping up with where players are moving in the crowded Neo Tilted, new area that was introduced just a little while ago. Some players made Tilted Towers their home. This was a drop spot for so many, the likes of Nick Merckx, Aiden, right? But ever since it changed, you started to see players second guess whether or not they wanted to go to new Tilted. Talking to Aiden earlier, actually when we went out to go get pizza and stuff, he had mentioned like Tilted's just a whole different beast now. It's just not something that he really would want to deal with. That's why you don't really see him going that way anymore.
Yeah, it's just a different lay of the land. These things start to shift. Different comforts kind of tend to evolve and whatnot here. But we have Twiz in cover H looking for push down. They have the position, they have the high ground, and it's just a matter of, do we want to dive down? They don't want to give up their angle. They know this the wrong way. Mongrel and Mitro, Benji and Savage, Aqua. All of these duos, very, very powerhouse duos here.
Yep.
Close by right now.
4 eliminations for Benji Fishy. 36 duos remaining. It's going to be a loot late circle. With some water. Players will just have to go something that these guys can't get. A lot of open air, though. Lots of open air.
Benji's at 4 eliminations here.
He's been having a good game. They've been playing well.
Playing very good. 4 elims.
Final moments, right?
This early in the game to have 4 elims is actually huge. And I love what they're doing right now, just fishing for damage because Storm Surge, you never want to be under the pressure of the Storm Surge. They know that with 50 players in the lobby, dependent on the zone, Storm Surge will activate, excuse me. So Force Takers is the perfect tool, perfect utility to have.
Can take some damage down on any of these players, getting comfortable inside the box. Now looking at this, got Vinny down low in a campfire. Saw Aiden and Sean there too. Had a few good moments for Aiden and Sean. It hasn't really been their event so far.
Dude,
6 elims.
It's insane. Having 6 eliminations already. Take a look at this stat right here. Damage dealt, 842. The match average, every other player on average, 176. That's not even enough to take out a player with shield and health. So they're doing a lot of work on this lobby right now. And they are here to play. Looks like they're going to find themselves another spot. This is actually an interesting spot. But it's all good because they have launch pads. They can get up and over this cliff lip right here. And they're backside safe, so all they have to do is protect their forward angles.
We did get some moments of Mongrel earlier on. He's trying to see what players are going to start to make some moves. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We'll come back and see where they are currently.
Oh my, I'm dead. Nice! Nice! Oh my god, nice!
And that's why this is one of the best duos in Fortnite. Way to clutch up in those moments, man. Yeah, the nerves, they have to be shaking there. But Mongrel, just a steely stare. Love it. Love to see it.
Get out there and get yourself a duo that's going to clutch up for you today in the Fortnite game.
If Ren ain't doing it, drop him. You don't need him.
That's right, but you heard him. He said we're going to win loud and confidently. Mongrel and Mitro are here.
And they're here to win this game. That's the mission. But everyone else, all 33 duos that remain here have that same objective in mind. Luckily for them, I think that circle does work out for them just a tad.
And there is Storm Surge. It's now live.
And it's going to hurt some people.
You either have to do damage or less than 50 players have to be in the lobby. So 6 players, 6 individual players right
Gustavo's
now
out.
are under it. Yep, that's it. Gustavo gets owned right there. Is Wishy going to be able to do something about it?
Storm Surge in effect. Dubs and Mega once again. They're in 2nd place in the leaderboards. 3 games have worked out very, very well for them.
And they can see that effect. You can see the Storm Surge around you.
51 players. Only 1 player needs to be eliminated, and that will be it.
Says, you know what? We balling. They out. They're going. They're trying to get that zone plan for placement right now. And do you blame them? Why not? They're in the lead right now. All they have to do is consistently skate through. They climb through the hardest part, the beginning. They're warmed up. As Mega is trying to fish around here and get a good spot. So they get themselves a little bit more real estate. But the pressure is in because the baller players come in.
Right in front of them, too. More defense having to be played here. It's kind of shades of Game 3 when they were in a similar spot. But this was from the high ground this time. They'll be right in front of them. The action has cooled, though. They can take a moment to reset.
Definitely did cost a fair amount of metal right there. Mega now on 300 metals, trying to inch his way to that fence nearby. Just do a little bit of a material swap right there. Back to Mr. Savage and Fishy. With the minigun. The minigun's so good for pressure playing.
Hola, compa Gamster, saludos. ¿Cómo estás, bro? ¿Qué onda, broster? Vamos a salir a la sala principal. Pues más o menos, si tú dice. Yo también ahí, pues ahí más o menos yo también. Pero más bien que bueno, más bien que malo. Eso sí. Y pues ahí haciendo un poco de transmisión también. Tratando de completar lo que falta. Nos falta solo un poco más de asuntos, pero se le ve complicado estos rifles de asalto. Pues vamos a ver si hacemos una pequeña partida ahí. A ver si conseguimos esos desafíos que nos faltan. Nos faltan unos desafíos, pero muy complicados de hacer, ya que se necesitan tener un amigo en cooperativo para que funcione. Pues ahí pienso que se jalaron los del Fornite haciendo ese desafío, porque casi nadie avanza. Creo que los que tienen amigos ya de confianza, ahí parece que ellos sí pueden, pero aún así es complicado porque son 25 muertes. Y hay que hacerlo entre dos, pues tiros del uno, tiros del otro y matarle a la vez. Entonces sí es complicado esa situación. Pues ahí está de fondo la transmisión en vivo de la World Cup Dúos. Pues ya llevan varias partidas, hay varios clasificados, pero los favoritos no aparecen todavía. Entonces de fondo tenemos, ahí está el directo de la World Cup 2019, segundo día. Transmisión por defecto desde Fortnite, jugando y viendo el directo a la vez. Ya regreso, listo Gamster, ya a ver si algún rato lanzamos algún directo de terror por ahí. Y las pilas ya, aquí voy a estar largo. De largo me voy. World Cup Duos. Haciendo la gente. Vamos acá arriba. Bombas. Tenemos el rifles. Dámelo. Vamos, sociedad. Vamos, amigos. A ver, ¿a dónde va la gente? ¿A dónde va la gente? ¿A dónde va la gente? Yo te sigo nomás. Abajo. Bueno, esta arma sí me interesa también. Vamos a acomodar esto. Listo, papu. ¿Dónde estáis? Ya oye disparos por ahí. Está mi gente. ¿Dónde está la gente? ¿Dónde fue la gente? No tengo nada de escudos. Ah, aquí tenemos. Por pegarnos el frasco vital. Frasco de los héroes. El gansaco. Llevo el gansaco, no quiero esto. Este es el que necesito. El bazucazo. El bazucazo. Otro riflazo, pero el verde parece que es mejor. Así es. Viene uno. Hay uno por ahí. Necesito un riflecito de asalto. Un riflecito, pero no tengo dónde ubicarlo. Top, 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 top. Me gusta cómo suenan los martillos. Y pues mañana es las finales, chicos. Mañana domingo son las finales del Fortnite. Ahí es donde se va a ver al duro de los duros. Macho de los machos. Top, 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 top. Bueno, chicos, jugando, jodiendo y chupando en vivo. Ahí tenemos la transmisión en vivo y en directo desde la World Cup 2019. Dúos, hoy día, segundo día. Pues ahí están los favoritos en el stop. Ahí están los favoritos, pues ya se viene la competencia. Están por grupos. Pues como les dije, los favoritos no están. Los anónimos están atacando a los favoritos. Hay bastante gente nueva que ni se le ha visto y está haciendo historia. Saludos para el compa Dumpster, que está por ahí. Pero acá cae un aguacero tremendo, que el agua está entrando a la casa. Vamos, 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 vamos. ¿Dónde se fue mi gente? Mi gente, estoy buscando a mi gente. ¿Dónde está mi gente? La verdad que es muy difícil hacer amigos de aquí en Fortnite. No hay nomás, no se dejan. No se dejan aquí, es muy difícil de hacer amigos, ¿verdad? Tengo algo, aquí tenemos algo. Una casa feliz. Pero ya le han destapado. No, chicos, ¿dónde están? Oh my god. Oh mi shit. Mi shit, mi shit. ¿Quién está ahí? Sómate. Sómatelo. Ma. Uy. Uy. Saca esa huevada de madera, loco. La madre se puede estar cargando. Cabrón. Están por aquí unos francotiradores. Saca la cabecita. Lo que saques de esa cabeza. disparar. Está ahí. Está el Wibau. Sácalo, sácalo. Pues ya parece que lo cagó el compa. Ya lo cagó, ya lo cagó. Cuidado, nos cagan a nosotros también. Esos son vengativos, estos cabrones. Les matas y te vienen y te buscan. ¿Dónde está la gente? Fácilmente soy visto. Eso es lo malo del marshmallow, que como trajes blancos se le ve a lo lejos. Es lo malo del man. De ahí de bacano es bacanísimo. Tenemos algo por aquí. Nada. Nada que ver. Casi como una barrera aquí. Pronto, un sapi. Caen nomás por cualquier parte. Tenemos uno al frente.
Practice makes perfect with everything in life. Just I think about the game. The more you practice, the more you playing creative, the more you'll get mechanical game wise.
A ver, tenemos uno acá. Tenemos uno acá.
The World Cup Finals Duos competition. My name is Dr. Lubo, and I missed you dearly. Joining me on the desk for the final two matches, Courage JD. You know him, you love him, one of the best men in the industry. Oh, stop. I'm super excited to see what these final two games have in store. We've watched a ridiculous competition thus far. Honestly, it's been insane.
Vamos a ver si lo hacemos,
some of the plays, some of the shots from some of these players, the accuracy, the heads-up gameplay. Jack, it's been insane.
Grupo de locos.
It's insane, Dr. Lupo. It is great to hear your voice. And I am so excited to be casting these final two games together for the Fortnite World Cup Finals Duo competition. We are 2 games away from crowning our first ever Fortnite World Champions.
Vamos ahí, a ver si aparece.
$1 million. That's a lot of money. How much US dollars is worth? Because this is the World Cup, as you know.
Only position on the leaderboard that takes home 7 figures. Look at that leaderboard where the photo was cut down to see where it stands.
Thank you so much. And what we have here is the current top 10 on the board. And we talked about this being the World Cup representation coming out in the top 20. All of the regions in there, you can see NA currently sitting on top, but EU just behind them with representation. And then during the break, we got to talk to Hype and Serpent, who have also made a great play. Let's not forget about our most recent victory royale out of Nyrox and Aqua, climbing them into the top 10. Now, what we want to take into account, 2 matches are left. The highest elim totals we've seen out of a pairing is 12. We've seen it twice. What we have seen on the Victory Royale end, we've seen a 9 elimination, but more common is right around 5 or 6. So what does that mean? We can expect about 2 of the winners to come out with 15 to 16 points. If you look at that top 10 right now, the spread is 17 points. With 2 games remaining, everyone who is on this board has the ability to challenge for the top spot, to be the first ever world champion at the Fortnite World Cup. No one is out of it. The Chinese bear is just off the page as well. Anybody can make a play. 2 matches are left. Let's head back inside, back into the action.
La tormenta.
Take it away.
Sundan, thank you so
La
much for your
tormenta.
analysis of the board thus far. And you're right. Looking at the board, the limited spread between first and 10, 17 points is incredibly close. But that's not even the beginning of it. You have to realize that across all
Aquí
50
tenemos una
duos,
buena vista.
just 2 games, these last 2 could push any duo all the way up into the top. That top 10 taking, what is it, about a rising jack.
It is a life-changing amount of money, to say the least. As you know,
Dos kills.
millions and millions
No me ven todavía, no me ven.
today.
Que no me
Use the
vean.
hashtag Fortnite
Si no me
World
matan.
Cup. I want to hear from you right now. Tweet Dr. Lupo, myself, Fortnite. Which region will come out on top? Will NA remain up top? Will EU surge back? You heard some of the Asia, Oceanic, Brazil region still trying to push on through. I think NA is going to do it. I really do.
It's anybody's game, to be quite honest, but it's
Vamos a ver qué pasa
interesting
por
to see
acá.
trends from the qualifiers of previous weeks. You know, the 10 that we had leading up to this moment. Some of the names that were stars then, stars yet again here, and that consistency is going to shine through in a big way as we go into late games. We've had some of the highest player count final circles that we've ever seen. We've had a lot of aggressive gameplay from people at clutch moments. And that's not the end, Jack. We've got 2 games left, and Game 5 is ready to go, Jack.
Están listos los jugadores.
Gentlemen, this crowd
Creo que
has
están
been
preparados
incredible live here at the Art
para ese
Thrash
debate.
Tennis Arena in New York City. Which region will reign supreme? 5,
Aquí no voy a
4,
hacer nada.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
The battle bus has launched.
Empezó.
Game 5 is underway.
Entonces ahí está la siguiente ronda
For the last few matches, Jack, we've seen some relatively contested,
de 100
popular
jugadores.
drop
¿Quién
zones. I've been
ganará?
watching on Twitter, and a lot of people have discussed whether or not Loot Lake right now is one of the hottest drops in the game. You have a number of
Se
duos,
viene el final de la
high-powered duos
temporada,
that drop
chicos,
there
el final de la
consistently
temporada
thus far.
9.
I think going into this game 5 and 6, we're gonna see similar.
Pues aquí estaremos recibiendo la temporada 10.
Change up the strategy with the amount of prizing on.
I think
Sí,
the thing
pilas,
that we've seen
pilas,
so far
gente.
is the teams that stick to their strategy are the teams that
Tengo uno, aquí tengo
are staying
uno.
out on top. That's why they're consistently placing safe, Sap and Safe, for example. Wouldn't be surprised to see people stick with their normal game one more time. Again, as Sundown did a great job of highlighting Dr. Lupo. One big performance.
Cerramos con combazo, chicos. 3 kills sensacionales. Pocas pero buenas.
For late game survival, going to farm up all the materials they can inside. Not going to smash too much of the outside until maybe the last second, just to prevent any reveal of his own position. He's just going to go and move on. I actually does see targets down below. A couple attempted shots. That scope, they are accuracy at this level. Gonna have to be very key if you're going to try and pick up an elimination that early. The scope might be exactly what Nyrox needs to establish yet another elimination to put himself higher on the leaderboard in this duo.
Remember, the scope, assault rifle, a hit scan weapon. You aim, you point, you shoot. If it's on him, it'll hit him. And these guys have pinpoint accuracy, as it's known. You know, when you land on the southwest side of the map, if you don't land in an exact big area, it's a very scrappy start. It's a lot around getting a baller, rotating on through, and just trying to pick up one chest here, in one building.
watching the opponents move around down below. They don't necessarily have to push this yet. You have a little bit of time before the storm starts to make a move here, so pressure is going to be applied before you know it. The loadout like this, there's no shotgun in the inventory. They have the shockwaves to rotate if they need to, but those are oftentimes saved for late game if you can do it. It's an easy way to push through opponents' builds that are above you, as we've seen in previous matches countless times. Take the high ground out, they be challenged. The only downside is you put yourself way out in the open. We did see a number of players get eliminated on the fly, literally, while shooting through the air with the shotgun. So let's see. Shots are behind Gustavix X. Gustavix 8. Down, no shield remaining.
Wondering if Daedra and M1Z decide to push off this Wishy. Reveals that he does have that heavy sniper. Grenades coming on through. Quick little reaction right there to box up for a brief moment. But remember, when you get that shield broken, there is a unique animation and sound effect. So Daedra and M1Z know that Gustavix on top has no shield left. And that heavy sniper rips through the wood right there. Good coordination to get some damage done on this player.
Daedra holding that edge. That here on the top. Look through. And shots from the duo up above, Wishy and Gustavix. For all four of these players may end up fighting them in the back. That being said, Wishy the fly in right there, pushing up. Get their way into maybe a little bit of side cover.
Now Wishy will use that chest alongside Gustavix, who are both out of shields. Looks like Daedra and MLC did what they wanted to, and push them out of Lucky Landing. Not sure if they're going to continue to pursue this. It doesn't appear so right now. And all things considered, I don't think they need to. Right? They can go back now, farm up this whole area, check for the certain loot spots that may have been missed, and continue to get materials now. Moving towards Dusty Divot. Rogue members Tetra and Eclipse currently building out on the player just below.
Wix and Skeptic duo underneath. A little bit of a split for Tetra. Eclipse hopefully does not come to bite them in the back. We'll see here in a second. Eclipse pushing up, trying to match position with Tetra. Shots on the ball, and you don't want to see those things last too long. Nobody was in it. It was just rolling down the hill.
And this could be really useful for Ben, because the players down low, they're going to get by this airstrike. I believe it's Eclipse and Skeptic are only building with wood, and wood gets shredded on through. And Skeptic, because of that, now down to just 25 HP, and that might be the green light for this duo to push on forward. One player challenging up top. Eclipse has him trapped in the box. Does take a little bit more damage. It will be a build battle for height. Eclipse with a ton of materials, but look at the elimination feed. Tetra with the elim on to Skeptic, so it's a 2 versus 1. Clicks all by himself.
Even if there's a sacrifice to the 2v1, that 1v1 afterwards and the pickup to revive your teammate might be the best play. We'll see here in a second. Pressure from above, not yet. All of his all. Take just a second and heal up. Any chance you can get to get a little bit of HP might be the key to staying alive.
And this is where I believe adjustments need to be getting made, right? Eclipse and Tetra, as they push on forward. Clicks now all by himself, trying to force him to happen. There's no shot right there as he goes down. The day of struggles for Skeptic and Clicks continue. But the point I was going to make right there is now you're getting to a point where you need to go and push for the limit. You want to make them climb back up that leaderboard. Eclipse and Tetra obviously still have some work to do. And that's 2 versus 1 before another team can begin to push on in and try to steal that last elimination. They have to force the 2v1. Thankfully, Clicks does it for him. They get to pre-live and win that fight at Dusty Divot.
Meanwhile, Sap and Zayton, first game winners, current leader. Sap beat from above. Oh my gosh, the heavy snipe to knock the pyramid, and immediately capitalizing on Sap being exposed, leaves Zayton a 1v2. A little bit of a panic, and the Shadow Bomb may or may not be enough. Right into the slip to try and sneak away. Run down in some previous builds. That's a quick pick off there from Forzi out of nowhere.
And that's the second time we've seen that today. Players with heavy snipers, they can see that the pyramid is being edited on through and tweaked. So they immediately call that out. They time the shot. For that one, I believe it was actually shotguns. And Sap is eliminated before he can even build the wall. As right now, it's Zayt all by himself towards the northeastern side of the map near pressure plant. No longer there, but Nick just took a ton of damage. Close by, I believe. Let's get sniped. Sniped.
I believe it did. Sitting on quite a bit of healing, though. Slurp big there. He's waiting for the finish. Pop that slurp. Get back to 100, 100. Meanwhile, Airwax, Meekop owning the top of the ship here. Just taking shots at anybody that rotates. Background advantage, even early game. We look at it a lot. A lot of the build fights and late game rotations are capitalized by players that have the high ground advantage. But even early game, high ground gives the ability to scout. Aiden, Sean. Sean goes down. Aiden, an attempt to push on through and try and pick up the elimination on his opponent. Quinton inside the box there, does knock the wall out, picks up the materials. I was going to say, Aiden at max HP. Absolute health disadvantage. Aiden knows this, continues to push for this elimination, wants to clean this up as quickly as possible. Wondering if Quinton has any traps to be used right here. Doesn't appear so as of right now. Aiden pushes on in, spraying. Unfortunately not able to connect, takes 44 damage right there. Quinton, a masterful fight so far. Aiden's health advantage now gone as they're about 15 HP between each other. But Aiden has the chug splashes, and Dr. Lupo, they show off just how good they are right there. Quinton stuck all the way up top, popping that med kit, trying to get back to 100 HP. Aiden and Quinton in a little standoff here, a back and forth of epic proportions. Quinton, there's the storm. A little bit of pressure. You got up above. Quinton trying to watch that, holding that pyramid edit. He trying to catch himself up inside the pyramid by resetting. Can't quite do it. Does fight for high ground. Aiden on controller. Don't forget that. One of the best controller players we've ever seen. 101 HP remaining. He's inside the box fight. The combat for who can own a wall. The back and forth is insane. And the top-down view, Aiden can't quite get that pyramid edit and gets caught in his own door.
Did he miss? Yeah, I think he missed the edit out. Didn't wind up building a door, and Quinton makes it back in time to grab the reboot card. So Aiden and Sean go down quite early in game number 5. 74 players remaining. Storm Surge still currently in play. Tate Staff far above 385 damage. As Tate is in another skirmish right here. Dr. Lupo not deciding to use the chug splashes to get that health up.
Interesting note here. You see Zayt taking single swings the wall that he doesn't own. He's attempting to bait the player stopping heal. He wants him to disengage from that so he can basically force a fight. He doesn't want them to get any of that HP back.
You got the floor.
Shield.
And he already had that wall!
Oh my gosh, and Tux goes down. What an angle shot from Zayt there.
And that right there is Zayt baiting his opponent into making that exact move. What you just saw was why Zayt has remained one of the best players in competitive Fortnite from the very early days. He replaced the first wall before that fight even began. Then he moved towards his opponent, shot out the floor to push him towards the wall he already replaced. And once he did that, once the player ran and thought he was safe, he quickly hops on up, edits his own wall that he placed earlier, and gets the free elimination. It's one of those plays that separates Zayt from the millions of other players that play Fortnite.
There's a reason they won that first game, Jack. It's going to show through and through throughout all these matches. On your screen here. Game 5. 2 matches remaining.
It's a very easternmost zone, Dr. Lupo, so you're looking towards it right now. Lonely Lodge will still narrowly be in play. Outside of that, just the drone ship from up above.
Right side of your screen, don't get the format for these. Oh, Quinn goes down.
I think he got caught with his build still in his hand. He wasn't expecting it.
It's the blueprint out. You hate to see that. 3 power, 10 points. Top 5 is 7. Top 75, top 15 is every elimination. That single point and every elimination so valuable in 6 matches. We're not looking at the same 10 that we saw in the qualifying weeks. You have only the 6, but it's a guaranteed 6. You have to take advantage of every elim you can, because looking at the leaderboard like Sundown did earlier, 17 points at that time spread 1st to 10th place.
Yep. Fights continue. Tyler 15 and Lanane in an awkward position right now as Tyler 15 has gone down, and there's pressure from both sides. And you've got to think these players know exactly where they are, and that's what they're going to do. Already 4 eliminations between Forziar as well as Noward, and they're trying to get this wall replaced. They got one. Did he get the pyramid as well? I can't tell as of right now.
Interesting note about Tyler 15 and Lanane. They had planned to run just the first qualifier, week 2 together. And if they did not qualify for the World Cup, they agreed that they were going to try and hook up with their normal. Lo and behold, they qualified for the World Cup, so here they are. They have not spent a whole lot of time together, and it's amazing to say that because the cohesion between those two, oftentimes, when we watch them, they're on top of each other's game the entire time.
And Chicago made it this far. 65 players left. The next storm surge could be happening soon. You see the shockwave grenades used as Crims right now eats a rocket to the face, down to just 79 HP. Thankfully, if you're a Crims fan, he does have 5 minis. Big shields, I'm sure Spades. Oh no, Spades is full health, so I was gonna say, I'm sure Spades, if he needs some shields,
they are good to go. They are
good
to go.
Spades just needed more AR ammo to keep shooting Dr.
Exactly. Hold down that left click and see what you can get. Especially in situations like this, we even saw that kind of thing happen in the Pro-Am. I think Tim the Tatman faced attacks from multiple sides while in a box.
It happens.
A number of players know how that feels, and so the ammunition does get chewed through quite quickly.
Absolutely. See where all these players are stacked up. Rogue DW and Blue Team taking over that main lodge right now. Sid's Lucky. See the duo anywhere, so Sid's Lucky might be all by himself at the moment. 62 players left. Zane, remember, by himself. Sackman gets let down earlier on. And it looks like Vinny also all alone. Maybe Zexor dropped earlier on in this game.
Going into these late games, especially when we're on the second to last. Pressure is at an all-time high for some of these players, especially the ones that have never experienced a LAN event like this. And this is the biggest one that Fortnite has ever had. Do you think they're going to be able to capitalize on that, take advantage of their own nerves, and use that to climb the leaderboard?
I mean,
or is it going to get the best of them?
I'm just really, I can't even speak from experience on this. I mean, yeah, sure, I played at a few Pro-Ams and sure outplaced you, Tim, Ninja, well, basically everyone yesterday as I got top 8, and that was an incredible performance that I'm truly proud of.
Jack, you outplaced us both winning some.
But as we take a look at this again, I actually forget what I was going for this because I was complimenting myself so much, but Nate Hill and Funkbomb, 2 players who had a very quiet day so far, up 4 points up to this game. They've matched that in this one alone, so they're at 8 overall, and well, that's that moment we're talking about. With the shield broken, the entire lobby has decided you are the player we're going to shoot at, and Nate Hill is burning through materials. This is looking like it's going to end right here for this FaZe Clan duo. Nate trying to make it through. Just a frantic flint knock shot. At that point, it's desperation. 6 total builds, no healing, only 34 HP.
Imagine if Nate had caught Wade.
Did tag him. And no.
No side. He's caught between multiple teams. Players rotating into the zone. Players that were originally taking shots. A tough break there in Game 5 for Nate Hill and Funkball.
Keenstar and Hunter wind up finishing off that elimination with the help of Serpent Crew. 7 players left in this home event is in the middle of basically a forest, but most trees are now gone. I'm looking at the map right now. This is a pretty central zone where everything's raining, so players on the outside will need to move in from all areas. The zone pushing forward. Here are Petro and Mongrel. A quiet game so far. 0 eliminations up to this point. The question remains, will EU climb up into the top 3? They're just on the outside right now. I know this is NA home turf, but I know the hundreds of thousands of European members of the Fortnite out there, Mongrel and Petro, to pop on up. And unfortunately, when I mentioned EU duos, I just saw Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage go down to the duo of Markram and Falconer. They continue to perform well, a team also in the top 6.
Not it is just yet. 1 game still remaining. This circle, a east-southeast push. This is the 50-50 where you're going to see a number of players sit inside the next safe zone and take advantage of that ability to watch people rotate in. That's where a lot of the eliminations mid-game happen, is people trying to get into the next position. And players like Mongrel, Mitro, they are in spots to take advantage of that. That being said, Ronaldo does take out Mitro on the feet, picks up that elimination for the duo. 28 duos remaining. We're not even close to placement points yet. That happens at 15, Jack.
Yeah, and Mongrel knows this. When you look at his inventory right now, no combat shotguns, still this epic tactical shotgun. Quite good. Big question for me. 2 shadow bombs, all the movement. How exactly does he play this? Mongrel looking for an elimination. Shot comes on in. Does get a small little shield tag. Not too much to begin to push that. Good job at least getting up this third life. Remember, it's tough with elevation here when there's so many builds. Bottom right of your screen, another solo still remaining. It's Zane, who still has, I believe, 3 shadow bombs left, Dr. Lupo, to make plays in the late game.
as we get into the circles where movement of the entire zone is going to happen. A knock will translate into a full elimination. The siphon will kick in the HP or shield. Those last second elims before things start to move, those are huge. They give you that little boost you might need to engage in the fight on the move. Falconer, Arkham sitting in a great spot right now, kind of smack dab in the middle of the current safe zone. Yep. We have 21 seconds before the circle starts to move.
I mean, I feel like this duo hasn't been spoken about a ton so far today. They're currently top 5, Dr. Lupo. In another place where...
Incredible play.
Yeah, they can absolutely make some noise right here in this one if they can finish strong. Remember, other teams in the top 5 will still have representation. With State still in this one. Falcon